What's going on, everybody? We are at Mountain Motorsports again for another Chaseontwowheels first ride, and that is what we will be first riding. This is a 2016 Kawasaki Z800. This is the ABS model. I actually think they all come with ABS. Kawasaki Z800. So now that we got all the pretty stuff out of the way, let's ride this thing and actually see what it feels like. It feels so tall right here. Like, I feel like it's a roller coaster. It goes off here and goes and just goes straight down. So let's see what it sounds like. Okay, so kind of quiet. We got the ABS on. I'm going to leave the ABS on because you know what? No other reason. That's tame. Tame sounding, at least. Oh wow, that clutch engages really soon. Holy crap. This is Kawasaki's Z800. Hold on. I am so upright. Like, I'm a little leaned forward, just a little bit, but I'm really upright right now. Let's go get in traffic. We're looking at Kawasaki saying, alright Yamaha, I see that you got your FZ07 and the FZ09. I see that they're doing well. We want to get in on that game. Keep in mind that this bike is a inline 4-cylinder 700 and something, or no, 803 I think cc's. Okay. Oh wow, I am sitting on this bike totally wrong. Oh, hold on now. Hold on, let me get my visor down. Okay, so when I was reading about this bike, and you know, you see a bike manufacturer come out with a bike that's similar to something else, this case being the FZ09, you get that feeling of like, okay, you're just going to try to simulate or copy that bike. But it was interesting because this bike was an inline 4 and not the 3-cylinder that the FZ09 was. I like the mirrors. For sure. This isn't going to be one of those bikes where you're going to have nothing in front of you, like your cluster is nothing. So it is going to be weird if you go from like something like a sport bike. That engine braking though. When you go from something like a sport bike to this bike, there is going to be some weirdness. Holy crap, it's strong, and the Jesus. Oh my god, Crow, get show what the... I'm going to be honest, I really expected it to try to be an FZ09, and I figured it would fail because it was an inline 4. An inline 4 is similar to a 600 and a 1000 Super Sport, where the power is kind of up in the rev range, but this thing has like a dangerous amount of power really low. Like when I was going around that turn, I was in second gear. God, no. It's hard to tell for you guys because you can't hear the engine very well, I don't think. It pulls you back so hard. Where did this come from? I did not expect this bike to feel like that. There was even a sales guy in the shop that was like, dude, that bike is serious. And I'm like, it's an inline 4. What's so serious about it? Why so serious? It's a Joker reference from Batman.
Why so serious?
Yeah, I did not expect this bike to have that much power. Oh, lordy. Oh, I broke the mirror. Whoops. Alright, let's put that back. I untied it. That wasn't the mirror falling down. Holy cow. This is one of those bikes that, like, I don't expect it to be that good and to kind of be like, eh. And I get looked at like an idiot now. Flickability, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't feel like super confident in flicking it around because I'm so upright. I'm not really in that sport stance. One thing I did notice is the throttle goes, like, you see how I can move it? And then it like engages instantly. I kind of wish that was more gradual. Oh, hello. Hello. The throttle is my only thing I'm not really digging right now. Everything else feels really good. It's more nimble than I would kind of expect out of a sport bike like this. It could be the suspension. When I go back and forth, I feel like I gotta pull it back up. You know, it's not like a super sport is just like whoop, 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 whoop. This bike is more like whip, whoa. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. I worry about bikes like this though, and the reason I worry about bikes like this is because guys that have just started riding, they're like, I'll just get a Z800 and be fine because I'll have enough engine to work with. Oh wow, I expect engine braking to be a little stronger than that with how much torque I'm getting. But, oh, it's got a little bit of a whine. With this much torque that it gives you instantly, I would worry about somebody being in a corner and just giving it too much gas when they're not used to the bike. And you're not going to end well. You're going to end in a high side or something like that. So if you guys are looking for this bike for a first bike, for one, I don't recommend that at all. And two, if you are, you have to be careful with that throttle. It is dangerously responsive. If you're riding it right in the, what is that, the 4,000, 5,000 range, we're in second gear, I think, right? All right, second gear, 6,000. I mean, it's just like, if this is in competition with the FZ09, the FZ09 had a ton of power, just like this bike. But the way please don't go, please, for the love of Christmas. We were in the air. Holy crap. So the FZ09, when I would throttle up on it in A mode, that's another thing, the FZ09 has A mode, this bike doesn't have any modes. But when I throttle up on this bike, I just go quickly. Whereas the FZ09 didn't feel like it accelerated as hard, but the front wheel would just come on up. And I'm not saying, oh this is beautiful right here. Oh, hi, how you doing? So this bike doesn't have modes or anything. The bike is the bike, and you kind of got to deal with it. It's fast. I feel like this bike feels more faster than the FZ09. That might be because that cluster is so low. Dude, I feel like I'm warping through time. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. God, let's see what the brakes. Oh, got them ABS brakes. I don't think they're Brembos, but they're definitely ABS. And I think that's all of them come with ABS, and I'm glad because this bike will accelerate so hard. Gotta have brakes to bring you back down in speed. Oh, revving it down. Engine braking's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not very hard at all. Like, for a bike that's so torquey, like this bike, I would expect higher engine brake. Let's see if let's do the road test. Oh, easy. No problem. Okay. Slow U-turn test. Whoa. That front wheel comes up, so even under light acceleration, I'm not even accelerating very hard, but the front wheel comes up. It is a trippy feeling flying through space though. Like, I feel like I'm just warping. And you know, that's weird because I've got the gas tank right there. I talked about it when I first got on the bike. I was like, I feel like the gas tank is really high. And if you sit back on the bike, it looks like that. Look how big it is. But you fit in. It's almost like a cockpit. Like, you fit into the cockpit really well. There's a little bit of that inline four wind up that I'm kind of used to, where the bike has to wind up to about 6,000 to 8,000 before it really starts giving you the engine. But I feel like first gear, the power band is a little different than it is in the other and the rest of the bike and the rest of the gears on the bike. It's really interesting. I don't like that the mirrors are right above my hands. It's kind of weird. Not a big fan. Man, good job, Kawasaki. I don't know how you geared it or what you did to gear it like that, but I approve. I know you don't make your bikes for my approval or anything. Maybe you do. I'd be interested to look at like a gearing chart and see where all the power is on this bike in first gear as opposed to something like fourth or something like that, because I feel like it could just be me and the way I'm riding it, but it feels like this is a totally different bike in first gear as it is in like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You know, now that I'm slowing down, the bike feels heavy. It's one of those bikes where it's just like kind of feels heavy when it's not moving, but then you get going and it lightens up. I don't really like turning though. It might have been because that first turn I wasn't really used to that kind of throttle that'll throw you back, and I was in first gear in a turn and it got a little twitchy on me, which is terrifying in a turn. No more of those shenanigans. It's like the head of the bike kind of, look at all the water. You've ruined my shot. No, this bike feels really like front heavy, like you have to steer it with the head. I feel like I'm holding a bull and I'm just holding his horns and having to steer him in the direction I want to go. Regardless, this is the Kawasaki Z800. A ton of you guys were asking about it. Here you go. There was a shot when I was doing the cinematic shots in the beginning, this one. I looked at it and I was like, you kind of look like you like, it's easy to personify a bike that looks like it has a mask on. I like this bike a lot more than I thought I would. One thing that is weird though, I don't know if this is like a material that hasn't been torn off. Like, look at the tail. The light has like a little dimming film over it, it seems like, but I don't think it is. Whereas the front lights are clear. It's really weird. Don't gotta worry about that. That's gonna be gone. I feel like Kawasaki does a relatively decent job with their exhausts, but you can tell that gets like a lot of material on it. I don't really like that, so I would take that whole thing off and get another exhaust. I wish they wouldn't have hidden the shock. I love how the green shocks work with the Kawasaki's. Alright, so anyway, let's get this thing cranked up and let you guys listen to it. If you guys are fans of the First Ride series that I do, and you want to hear some actually good audio of what the exhaust sounds like, along with some high definition pictures, you can check out my website, Chaseontwowheels.com. I do blog posts of every First Ride. There'll be a link, top link in the description will take you to check out the blog post. I just do a little write-up, do some images, and do some actual good audio clip. And you can also see similar bikes to this one if you're kind of looking for this one but you haven't 100% made your mind up. Anyway, click the link, you can go check it out, but for now we're going to listen to it right here. Alright. Is it not a neutral? Well, stellar job, Chase. Stellar job. It's kind of quiet. Yeah, the exhaust doesn't sound quick like the throttle feels, but it definitely is. It's a quick bike. Alrighty guys, so like I said, you can check out my website to see more images and audio clips of the bike and read a little bit, but for now we have to finish this video. And the way we finish this video is by taking this thing to the highway, because you can't just judge city riding for a motorcycle. I know you guys are going to take this thing to the highway, so we got to see how it does. It's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde bike. Like first gear, not the same as everything else. I will say the bike is super comfy too. I remember on the FZ09, I didn't really feel comfortable. The seating position wasn't really great. I'm sure you can get another seat or something for it, but it just wasn't comfortable stock. Whereas I feel this bike is, the handlebars shaking? I do want to get on the highway and kind of sit in 6th gear and get up to about highway speeds and see how much pull the bike can have at highway speeds for somebody like a commuter. So we're going to go check that out now. I feel like the accurate way to say how this bike reacts is it incrementally loses its aggression, like its power, the higher up in the gears that you go. The lower gear you are, the more bite this bike has. You get up, you're in first gear, the bike is nuts, like a nuck and futz. But you get up in like third and fourth, it really starts to lose some of that bite that it had previously. Alrighty, we've got the 2016 Kawasaki Z800 highway entrance. On your mark, get set. I'm going to run into the back of that car and go. Okay, don't want to hit the car. Don't want to hit the car. That would be bad. That would be bad news bears. Oh my god. And there was a cop. Perfect timing. I am noticing the bike's a little hard to shift occasionally. Doesn't seem to happen in a specific gear, but it just seems to happen. Alright, we're in 6th gear. We're on a highway in America, and we're gonna go, we're going 67 about. We got a slower car in front of us that we want to pass. What's the bike feel like? What kind of pull do we have? I'm waiting for traffic right now, but whenever traffic goes by, I'm gonna pass this car. Actually, no, let's do that. Oh, wow, it's got not as much as I wanted to have. Maybe I'm not in a high enough gear or something? That was crap. Yeah, so if you want this for highway, it can totally do it. As you can see, we're chilling at 60 midway. Like, we've still got plenty of room. We could get up to 100 if we needed to. But all the fun aspects of this bike go away when you get on the highway. It's not horrible. It's not like a horrible bike. You're still going to be upright. I was surprised about the wind. I expected the wind to be pretty bad, but it actually wasn't. Okay, as soon as I say that, a giant gust of wind comes over and I'm like, ah! This might just have to be one of those bikes that's like a city slayer type thing. Like, don't ride it unless you can go down streets and stuff. Like, taking it on the highway should be a if I gotta. Alright, what are we racing this week? The Nissan Altima. Challenge accepted. Altima off the line. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. No, it's not. So the bike will do 100. The acceleration's not so bad if you ride the bike all the way up through the gears, but when you're just chilling on the highway, like right now, we're in 6, we are, yeah, so I'm going 70. It's got a little more, so if you're playing around in the 70 range, it's got a little more throttle than it did in 60, but it's still just like, But you can't have a bike that has everything, man. I wish it had a little tiny more engine up top. It's not bad. Don't take that as this bike is horrible because you can't take it on the highway and go fast, but I like the way my legs feel on this bike when I really grab the whole bike with my leg. Like, I feel like I got a lot of control. I think that's part of this high gas tank that kind of cups over your leg. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but if you see how the gas tank kind of comes up and then out, it really gives me a good holding spot for my leg to grab onto it pretty well. Alrighty guys, so we just pulled over off the highway to take some photos of the Kawasaki Z800 for the website, but we need to finish this video up. Having ridden this bike just for a little minute and looking at a path full of gravel and dirt, I'm like, I thought about it and I was like, that's probably the most terrifying road to go down on a bike like this because it's so freaking torquey. Like, I would die. Like, if I went past that area right there, I'd die. So guys, this has been the first ride of the 2016 Kawasaki Z800 competition with Yamaha's FZ09, which is a hugely popular bike. I feel like this bike, it way surprised me on the torque, like the torque that it has, especially down low. It's not horrible on the highways. Highways are definitely this bike's like kind of lower point. It's not a don't buy the bike because. It's more of something you just need to know and be cognizant of. it can totally do them with no problem. As far as this bike's like major things to note, yeah, it's an inline 4, but it revs and gives you power like something like the triple motor that the FZ09 has. It has way more torque down low than I would have ever expected it to have, which is absolutely phenomenal. The ideal like situation I see this bike is the occasional highway, but mostly canyon-y, mountain-y, downtown-y feel where you can stay in your rev range and really just rev the hell out of the bike. Like, not rev the hell out of the bike, but ride the hell out of the bike in the range it needs to be. That's where I feel like you're gonna get the most bang for your buck with this thing. But anyways, guys, I gotta take this bike back to my buddies over at Mountain Motorsports. We're currently at the Lithia Springs location. They are the guys that actually let me borrow all these bikes for you guys. I see questions here and there about how do you get to ride on all these bikes? Well, the dealership, Mountain Motorsports here in North Georgia, they are fantastic enough to let me get on pretty much any bike I'd like to, so I can test ride it and let you guys know what it feels like to ride these bikes for the first time. And if you guys like the First Ride series, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I've got a ton more bikes to first ride. I've only got so many days that I can first ride bikes. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you want to check out Mountain Motorsports, the guys that let me borrow this bike, there will be a link in the description to check them out, as well as a link to check out my website that I do a blog post, nice photos, and a little bit of an audio test on this bike. Hey, you see that little hashtag in the top left of the video? It says hashtag C2WFR. Do you guys know if you post that on social media and let me know what bikes you want to see me on, the chances of me doing a first ride on that bike are extremely good. So what if you own a bike that you want me to first ride? Well, hashtag C2WFR with a photo of your bike, and I will see if Mountain Motorsports has that version, and then you can see what I think about your bike. Anyways, guys, I'm Chase. There's a giant semi behind me, and I will see you on the next video. Later.